There's no natural landmark more famous in New Zealand than the mighty Milford Sound. Towering fjords lined with waterfalls and the iconic Mitre Peak that stands tall at the entrance will leave you astonished. Located in Fiordland National Park, this is arguably the most beautiful area in the country. In this video, we'll explore the area with the must-do Milford Sound cruise, 2 incredibly beautiful hikes, and several viewpoints you need to stop at on this road trip. Before we reach Fiordland, we just wanted to quickly bring you to a little hidden gem you should consider visiting on your drive-in. Lake Hayes Walkway is an easy stroll along the lakeshore that boasts remarkable views. It was extremely quiet when we were here with hardly anyone else. We enjoyed the stopover as we passed through Queenstown before our long drive into Fiordland. Let's begin our adventure the next morning from our campsite in the park. It's looking like a moody day today, but yesterday when we came in, it was just clear blue sky, and we made a stop at the Eglinton Valley, which is this massive meadow. It felt like we could walk for ages, and the mountains were everywhere.
And then afterwards, we went over to Mirror Lake. On a calm day, you can see a beautiful reflection, but unfortunately, it was a little bit windy, so we didn't quite get that. But honestly, it was a 5-minute pit stop on our way into the Cascade campsite.
This campsite is probably the closest campsite to Milford without actually staying in Milford Sound, because there's a lodge and a holiday park, but they are booked out well in advance.
Yeah, like we're talking like 3 to 4 months, especially in the higher season. At that time, we weren't even thinking about coming to New Zealand. But either way though, this campsite has served us pretty well. I mean, it's really spacious, but today we are super excited because we are going to be heading off on the Milford Sound cruise. Now, Milford Sound obviously is probably the most well-known, iconic place in all of New Zealand, and we are so excited to head off on this cruise. We're going to pack up a little bit. We're going to head out of here, hopefully hit up a couple of spots before we reach Milford Sound. This is our first stop along the drive, and it's only about 10 to 15 minutes from the campsite. And we weren't actually expecting to stop here. We kind of just saw it on the side of the road, and it is so worth it. It's called the Hollyford Valley Lookout. You see Mount Christina over there, Mount Lytle. You see this crazy beautiful valley. You hear the stream flowing underneath. Definitely worth the stop.
We found ourselves stopping way more than we expected. From little waterfalls to cloud-dressed mountains, trust us when we say you'll want to take your time along the drive into Milford. Stopping several times more, we arrived at our first stop on our list, Monkey Creek.
This right here is our first official stop, which is called Monkey Creek. The way the clouds are kind of like hovering over the mountain looks so majestic, especially when the light is kind of hitting it just right. You can also hear the soft roar of the creek beside me. It is honestly so peaceful. Just earlier, there was a huge tour bus and this place was packed, but right now, it's quite literally just the 2 of us, and I don't want to leave. Honestly, I don't. We're about to enter the Homer Tunnel. I'm not exactly sure why it's such a big deal, but I guess it's because they carved a tunnel right through the mountain. Now you do have to wait in line as it is one-way traffic. There's the lights, and I think it's gonna turn green literally right... Not yet, it'll come soon.
Well, that wasn't even a viewpoint that was on our list, but it was so beautiful.
Insane. As soon as you pop through those tunnels, you have the most incredible view. So at the same time, we're just the moment of sigh because of how beautiful it is here. Also, pretty much every tour is stopping here, so that viewpoint definitely gets super busy. But now we are just driving all the way down through these switchbacks until we'll reach Milford Sound. We just parked the van. We have about an hour until we need to check in for the cruise, so we're gonna make a little lunch before heading over there. Now, we're actually parked in a free parking lot, and it's located, based on what Google Maps said, about a 15-minute walk until Milford Sound. So for us, parking here for free is definitely a no-brainer, as if you do want to avoid this 15-minute walk, you could park right at Milford Sound, but that's gonna cost you about 10 New Zealand dollars per hour. And we plan on spending quite a bit of time over there, as we do want to catch sunset.
The timing was right, and it took us about 10 minutes until the main parking lot and another 10 to reach the cruise terminal. Along the way, we saw the tiny airport where scenic flights over the fjords will land. If you're interested, we've linked a tour in the description that is well loved. The views already began to open up to us as we made our way to the terminal. Here you'll find several cruise companies stationed for check-in. The one we went with is called Mitre Peak. The price is pretty much identical no matter who you go with. Real NZ and Southern Discoveries are the two largest agencies operating larger boats, while we opted for a smaller one. The reason why we did this is because we heard the smaller boats take you much closer to the waterfalls, which, as you'll see soon, turned out to be true. The strong winds didn't stop us from claiming seats on the top open deck, where we marveled at the skyscraping ridges and cascading waterfalls. Though it was a sunny day, we were ecstatic to see soft, low clouds brushing against the peaks. We sailed out to the very edge of the sound where it meets open ocean and couldn't keep our eyes off the soft glow of the late afternoon sun casting shadows on the fjords. On the way back, we spotted napping fur seals on the rocks and got blasted with mist as we neared the powerful drop of Stirling Falls. To end it on a high note, we saw a rainbow casted on Bowen Falls as we came back to the pier.
We just finished up with the cruise, and at least for me, the last couple of waterfalls were such a key highlight, and it really made the cruise a little bit more special. Now we're gonna head back to the car, relax a little bit, maybe make a little bit of a dinner, and then we're actually gonna come back, because right here on the shore, there's actually a quick 20-minute walk called the Foreshore Walk. I don't really know what foreshore is supposed to mean, but you do have an amazing view of Mitre Peak. And we heard that it's actually the most amazing during sunset. And that's why we're gonna hang out a little bit and hopefully we get some nice colors in the sky tonight.
Unfortunately, we didn't get the sunset we were hoping for, but we stuck around for a bit to take in Mitre Peak one final time before heading back to camp. The next morning, we got up nice and early to begin our first hike of the day to Lake Marian.
It is currently about 7:30 in the morning and we are beginning our trek up to Lake Marian. It is listed to be about 3 hours round trip, which honestly is not bad whatsoever. But one thing we noticed is that here in New Zealand, anytime they give a time estimate, they're super conservative with it. So I think for us, we should be able to do this quite a bit faster, maybe 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 15. But our total time might be a little bit longer because knowing us, we're going to want to stop to film, take photos, and just enjoy the scenery.
When you're hiking in Fiordlands, you have to remember that it is an alpine forest, which means that there's a lot of lush nature, but the tracks are also going to be quite muddy and wet, especially this one, because it's not fully boardwalked. We already got to the section where it's just a normal trail with lots of rocks and mud, some tree roots, but honestly, it's not too bad. It's not as well marked as we would have expected, but the trail itself is hard to miss. go, guys. The mountains look incredible. Right now it's so quiet, so all I hear are the birds singing in the morning. And the lake looks so emerald and reflective right now. I'm so excited. Let's go.
Even though this hike was more challenging than we had expected, the views, as you guys can see, are 100% worth it. If you have the time and the energy, make sure to do Lake Marian. It is absolutely worth the trek. All right, we're gonna head back down, make a little bit of food because we need to fuel up because we actually have a second hike planned for today. The second hike that we're going to be doing is heading over to the Key Summit. Now this is on the famous Route Burn track, which is one of New Zealand's great walks. It takes about 2 to 3 days across backcountry tracks. Now for us, obviously, we're not going to be doing that. We're just heading to the Key Summit and it should be some really amazing views. Unfortunately, it is a little bit cloudy and it is raining right now, but we're hoping once we get up there, it'll clear up.
We're nearing the Key Summit after doing some of those switchbacks up to an alpine nature walk. It's essentially this massive plateau on a flat path. There's so much like fragile vegetation here, so definitely try to stay on the trail as best you can. But it's so beautiful because the mountain views are literally 360 degrees. So it's really not just the view at the end of the summit, you get to have them for the last 30 some minutes of the trail. Well, we made it to the Key Summit. The summit itself is a little bit underwhelming compared to the nature walk. I feel like that was the hero of this entire hike. But coming here, there's a lookout to Lake Marian, which is so cool. So we started our morning over there and now we're here.
This concludes our time in the national park. There are many more hikes you can do in the area, as well as fun tours in Milford Sound, but we hope you enjoy the adventures we went on, and we'll catch you guys on our next video.